Hi and welcome to this DCP Web tutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a video zoom still image effect in Premiere Pro. Okay, so on my desktop I've got this folder, and inside this folder I've got this one video clip which I downloaded from the Pexels website. I'll put a link to that same video clip in the YouTube description. Let's go ahead and open up Premiere Pro, and we drag this video clip into the projects folder here. And then we drag that onto the timeline. Okay, so I want to mute this audio clip, so I'm just going to click on the little mute button here so we don't hear any audio. And if we scrub across this timeline, we can see this guy doing this dive move, and we just want to create a still image, animate that still image, and then continue the video clip afterwards. So move to a position that you think is quite interesting. Maybe you want to do the splash part here, or maybe you want to get him when he's kind of like upside down, somewhere like around here. It seems quite interesting, right? This position. So what we'll do is click on the video clip, click on the cut tool here, and then we'll cut the video clip at this position right here, and then we'll click back on the move tool, and then we'll go to this little camera here, click on it, and then we'll click browse, and we're just going to go to the same directory on my desktop, select that folder, and then click OK, and then click just save it. And basically you've got a still image now of this guy right doing that particular pose right there. So let's click this video clip and drag across, and what we can do is take the still image and drag it onto the timeline. So now as we scrub across the timeline, you're going to get this pause here, and it's this pause that we want to animate. So let's click on the image here, and then just take this blue cursor and drag it right to the beginning, click position, scale, and rotation. The stopwatches will add keyframes there. We're just going to drag across the timeline slightly to about this sort of position, and then we're just going to change the scale. So we want to zoom in a little bit, change the position, try and get him centered a little bit more, and then we're just going to rotate it this way, I think around sort of maybe about -9, something like this. So if we scrub back again, we can see that at this position you kind of get this zooming in, right, like this, and he's kind of still at the moment, right? So let's click on this little arrow here, any one of these arrows, and that will take us to exactly that position on that end keyframe, and then we can use the cut tool and cut the image at this particular point, because we don't need the rest of this image. So let's click on the move tool and then select that part of the image and delete it. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is grab this video clip and drag and snap it to the image on the side here. And as we scrub through, you'll see there's a bit of a problem here, right? So it zooms in and then it's just kind of do this sort of jump, right? So we play it, you'll see it'll be like this. We really want this video clip to be in the same position as the end of the still image. So let's click on that image, click on the position here, copy it. So copy this, let's just undo that, let's click here, right click, copy, so we know exactly where the position is. Then click on the video clip and paste it in, and just remember that 960 here, right, 960. So let's paste that into here, and then we can click back on the video, and we can click on the scale, copy this, go to the video, click here, paste it, and then go back to the image, copy the rotation, let's click here. In fact, the rotation should be 9, right? Let's see. We're doing this a bit wrong. So let's click on the image and make sure we're on the very last frame. Then click on the image, copy this value here. We need to make sure we're on the end frame, and then paste it into here. And then the scale as well. So let's click here. We can see it's scaled to 139. So we want to scale the beginning of our video to 139, and the rotation, already know what that is -9. So then our still image and our video will be exactly at the same rotation and position. So then we can move across the video, maybe towards the end, roughly around here, about this sort of position. And in fact, let's go to the beginning of the video clip first, and we'll add a position, scale, and rotation here. Then we can scrub across the video to around this sort of position here. You don't want it to be too close, somewhere around here will be good. And we'll add keyframes here, and we'll set the rotation to 0, and then we can set the scale back to 100. And then this position will be set to 960. That's the original position, right? So if we scrub back and now we click play, we can see the guys there, still image, then it will kind of fade back. And we had a bit of a longer duration there so that it's not so abrupt, the rotation back, right? And you can do this effect with any sort of video clip, right? It could be you're on holiday doing something, or it could be anything. It could be fireworks going off, it could be absolutely anything. You can do this sort of zoom transition, you can rotate it and do whatever you want. So this is how you go about creating this still image effect. I think it's quite interesting, especially if there's a lot of sort of dramatic movement And you could have cut this video in certain different positions. So when he's bouncing or just jumping off, you could animate this part, and then the rotation, you could animate that part here where he's rotating, and then afterwards when he hits the water, you could rotate it and animate that as well. So I've just shown you a basic example in here. So let's just go ahead and save this work. Let's just save this. Let's minimize this and close this. So hopefully you find that tutorial interesting. I've got lots more tutorials that you can go and check out on my YouTube channel. We have over 600 video tutorials there, so go and check them out. That's the end of this video tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you in the next DCP web tutorial.